Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, where Mom and Dad were sealed for time and all eternity. And us kids were taken in and sealed with them, and I'll show you a picture of that in just a minute. And so here we became a forever family. She's my mama forever and forever. It is not until death do they part, Mom and Dad, but they were sealed up to kingdoms, thrones, and principalities for time and all eternity.
This is in front of the Arizona Temple
On July
the 1st, 1959, and we were sealed as a family, and Cliff and I were married for time and all eternity. And I felt like I had finally found where I belonged in life. I'd been to many churches. I never felt the closest to my Heavenly Father of where I belonged. I always felt close to my Heavenly Father. One night the churches came by. They were friends of Cliff's. I'd never met him before. And Cliff went off. The men went off selling insurance. The children went down to the basement to play, and Ida and I sat in our living room, and it got darker and darker, but we were so engrossed with spirituality that we didn't even turn on the light. And she bore her testimony to me, and it was through her testimony that I discovered that closest to Heavenly Father can come through joining the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and the faith that can be found in no other place can come into your heart. And that is the kind of faith that I wanted my children to have. And I thought that would be the greatest gift I could give my children, would be to have a faith that's so strong that they put their lives in Heavenly Father's hands and say, "Thy will be done." And that was the start of my joining the church. And finally we were married in the temple. It took me 8 years to be converted after I heard about the Mormons.
About your baptism? When was your baptism?
I was baptized in Hinckley, Utah. Cliff wanted his father to baptize me. So we made the trip to Hinckley, and Carol Ann went with me, and we were two scared little people in this church with a bunch of strangers, and they had told me nobody told me to get a white dress, and I went down with Carol Ann and bought a green dress because I had to be practical. I had to buy one that I could wear later. I didn't know I had to have white to be baptized in. So I was baptized in Hinckley, Utah, scared to death, with Mr. Stratton baptizing me.
In 1979, the Lord called Mom and Dad to go on a full-time mission to Montana, and this is a picture of them on their mission. And they were at Plentywood to begin with, and this is Elder and Sister Stratton. This is the back of their house in Fraser when they were on their mission. And Dad was, in fact, everywhere they went, either teaching the Lamanites or the White Eyes. They were always in major leadership positions. Dad was the branch president a couple of times, and Mom was the release site president a couple of times. And I have to back up a little bit. This shows Dad in the back of their car. They had special things in there because it got so cold. They had special bedrolls and special heaters and things. I said that Dad went fishing on his mission, but Mom has corrected me and said, yes, Dad went fishing on his mission, but how he made it legal was that he would go out and he would work with some of the special needs children and people there in Plentywood, I guess, was the place. And he went out and bought all the fishing gear, all the fishing tackle, and then Dad took them fishing as a community service. So Dad took some of the mentally retarded folks and special needs, handicapped people of Plentywood out fishing as a community service as a Mormon missionary. I knew he'd find a way somehow. This is the church at Fraser, and there's Bishop Stratton on the front door, and the Relief Society president, Sister Stratton, is the one taking the picture, and this is a little church, one of the little churches on their mission at Fraser, Montana. Mom tells me that they'd been home from their mission for 3 weeks when they were called in and read a letter from the first president of the church calling Dad to be the bishop and Mom the bishop's wife of the Winslow 3rd Ward, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of the Winslow 3rd Ward. And he was a bishop for about 3.5 years, I guess, wasn't he? And this is Bishop Stratton and the Reno 3rd Ward bishop in Winslow, Arizona. It's cool for me because I was bishop of the Sparks 1st Ward at the same time. And so in the church directory where it gives the names of all the bishops and stake presidents, if you look at under Stratton, you found Clifford Stratton and then Clifford J. Stratton in the church directory that was sent out to all the bishops. Thought that was so cool.
Just tell everybody I love them so much.
Mama says to tell everybody that she loves you all so much. This is
hearts and prayers all the time.
And that you're in her hearts and prayers all the time. This is the last picture here of this is Mom and Dad at about the time they were married in the temple. And this is the Mom and Dad that I always remember fondly in my heart. And I just want to thank Mama for the tremendous heritage that I have. I too have a witness that this is the Church of Jesus Christ. I know that John the Baptist and Peter, James, and John, Christ's apostles, did appear to that young boy Joseph Smith, and they did give him the priesthood authority. And that priesthood authority from Christ was used to seal us as a family forever and forever. And what a great privilege it is to be a member of this grand and noble family. This is our Mom and our Dad, or to some of you, Grandma and Grandpa, or to some of you, Great-Grandma and Great-Grandpa. Now, Mom and I just went through and picked up a whole bunch of pictures. I'm just going to show pictures of kids and grandkids and great-grandkids. And without saying a whole lot, you guys just see yourself over and over and over again through the years, because she made this tape for you. She wants each of you to see yourself as a very important part of her life. So she wants to conclude her life history with pictures of you, her children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. So just enjoy.
Stand up, brother, from the work that you should do. Hold fast to the iron rod that leads you along. And the Lord will make you strong. In the days of the Lord, war was on the land. We called on his people not to fight. For their homes
Salmon fishing in Michigan.
Before we came to this earth, we all lived in the pre-existence with our Heavenly Father. We learned much of our Father's plan at that time, and I'm sure we felt the weight of the challenge before us in coming to earth. I'm sure, too, that we made promises to one another. Promises to help each other, to build each other, and when this brief mortality was over, to bring each other home. Before the seas were formed, before the fields were warm, before our Father let us come to earth to dwell, I knew you well. I made a promise then that we would meet again, that I would search for you wherever you might go, and bring you home. But I didn't realize I wouldn't recognize your shining eyes, your glowing face, your cheerful smile, oh, golden grace. And so to keep my vow and search you out so high, I lift my lamp to everyone in the dark, to bring you light. And someday I'll pass her by, we'll hear my cry and we'll love right alive. Our tears will show remembrances of long ago. And so to keep my pledge, I search your star to stay. I raise my voice and pray my message will be heard. I keep my word. Friend, I am calling you. Oh, hear me calling you. I keep my word. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works, and glorify your Father which is in heaven. The scriptures tell us men are that they might have joy, and in moving each day closer to our eternal destiny, we should remember to enjoy the journey. Take the time to savor the scent of spring flowers. Spend time with a child and discover the world through 4-year-old eyes. Live life to the fullest, and as you do, you will reflect the sunshine in your soul.
Sunshine in my soul today, more glorious and bright than glows in any earthly sky. For Jesus is my life. For there's music in my soul today, a carol to my King, and Jesus the Son He can hear.
This is one of Janet's boys playing soccer.
Oh, there's sunshine, there's sunshine, when the peaceful, happy moments come, when Jesus shows His smiling face, there is sunshine in my soul. Springtime in my soul.
Patty Parks.
When the Lord is near, the joy of peace in my heart, the flowers of grace appear. Oh, there's gladness in my soul today, and hope and praise and love, for blessings which He gives me now, for joys laid up above. Oh, there's sunshine, blessed sunshine.
Joe's trying to convince me that he caught the Provo River sea monster. Doesn't look like Moby Dick to me.
There is sunshine in my soul. Sunshine in my soul.
The class that Dad taught at the Flagstaff Normal College in 1916. These are his students at Flagstaff.
We have all experienced those times in our lives.
This is class of 1960.
Within our family. Or perhaps just those times when the daily trials and tribulations that accompany life in our modern world seem too much to bear. Moments that rob us
This is the Stratton group that went to do temple work for some of Mom's ancestors, some baptisms, some confirmations.
But we are down in the stage that we need to learn patience and faith enough to look beyond this moment and see our eternal destiny.
This is the day that Joe was endowed in the River Jordan Temple. Marlene later said that the reason why we caught so many fish was because of those hats. It got late and we just kept fishing out there at Greer, and she said that the fish got so afraid of us that they jumped towards the hats and fell in the boat. Yes, Joe, closer, but still not the sea monster.
That which is of God is life. As you who is life, continuously God, receiveth more life. And that light groweth brighter and brighter just as it goes. And again, verily, I say unto you, and I say it that you may know the truth, that you may save God from among you. He that is ordained of God, and from forth, the same is the fullness of his grace. God was born, He is the need, and the first of all.
Do you remember Mama's grandpa Treat, Frank Treat? And Betty and her children? Where did Grandma get her name? Patricia? There's Petra. Petra Santa Cruz. Kimball, you look so precious. Quiz time. Who is this? If you said Margaret, you got it right. That's Megs. It's a plane. It's a bird. No, no, it's not Superman. That's Joe. (1927) Stockton, California. Grandma Black and Doc.